Hello everyone, today in this video we are going to cover the two topics we call it as wave function, and the derivation part is time independent Schrodinger wave equation. So as we know that what is wave means a particle like electron, proton, neutron, when it moves from one place to another place, these particle moving as a wave. These particle move as a wave. So to represent this we use this sign, we call it as psi. This is what we call it as wave function, to represent a wave. Nothing but, if I define wave function, a physical situation in quantum mechanics is represented by a function is called wave function, and it is denoted by psi. Okay, so let us see, there are two equations are there. One is a time dependent part and another one is time independent part, but in your syllabus we need to derive equation for time independent part. Okay, so let us see what is the derivation, and this derivation carries 8 marks, 8 to 10 marks. Very important derivation, so don't skip any part of the video, and if you skip it you will not going to understand derivation. I would like to request you to subscribe to my channel so you're not going to miss any updates, and press the bell icon, hit a like button if you like it, and don't forget to share with your friends. With this, let's start the video, or let's start the derivation. So initially we are going to consider, as I said here, the electron, proton, neutron like a particle are in the motion in particular direction. For example, let us take it as in x-axis it's moving. So the particle which is behaving as a waves, so for that we can write it as de Broglie wavelength, that is lambda is equals to h by m into v. H is the Planck's constant, mass of the particle, velocity of the particle, lambda is the de Broglie wavelength, and this equation can be written it as h by p. P is the momentum, nothing but P is equals to m into v, as we know this equation, right? Now let us consider complex notation. For generalized wave equation, we can write it as psi, as we showed wave function, psi is equals to a into e raised to I k x minus omega t. Now psi is the wave function, we already know that. A is the constant, e raised to I is the imaginary part, x is the direction, in which direction waves is under motion, omega is the angular frequency, and t is the time dependent equation. Now so initially we are going to consider the time dependent part, and at the last part when we are going to neglect the time dependent part, or we are going to replace time dependent part into time independent part. Okay, so we'll see how we are going to do this. So take it as equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. Okay, now differentiate the above equation for 2 times. Differentiate the above equation with respect to time for 2 times. Then we get first time differentiation is d psi by dt is equals to A is as it is. I hope you know the differentiation part. E raised to I kx minus omega t. So I e raised to I kx minus omega t into omega. Now once again differentiate, will get d square psi by dt square is equals to A as it is I square omega square e raised to kx minus omega t. As we know that where I square is equals to minus 1, right, I square is equals to minus 1, substitute here and we'll get d square psi by dt square is equals to minus A omega square e raised to I kx minus omega t. Now let us consider A e raised to I kx minus omega t can be written it as psi. So the above equation can write it as d square psi by dt square is equals to minus omega square into psi. So keep it inside the box because important equation. Okay, once we got this equation and name it as equation number 3. So once we got this equation, let us consider the generalized wave equation. Let us consider the generalized wave equation which is under motion. Then we can take it as d square y by dx square is equals to 1 by v square into d square y by dt square. So this is an important equation. Here replace where y is called it as displacement. So replacing y to psi, then above equation can be written it as d square psi by dx square is equals to 1 by v square into d square psi by dt square. Okay, so we already derived for this equation. As I said, initially we are going to take a time dependent part, later on we are going to neglect it. So to neglect that, we are replacing d square psi by dt square. Instead of writing this, we are substituting minus omega square psi. In this equation we can write it as minus omega square by v square into psi. So d square psi by dx square, keep it inside the box. Now consider omega is, let us consider where omega is equals to 2 pi nu, where nu is equals to v by lambda. So substitute in above equation, then we can write it as d square psi by dx square is equals to minus 4 pi square nu square divided by v square into psi. So we already know what is nu. Nu is equals to v by lambda. So substitute here, we'll get d square psi by dx square is equals to d square psi by dx square is equals to minus 4 pi square v square divided by lambda square into psi. Okay, and denominator also v square is that. So we can cancel the common part v square, then above equation can written it as rearranging, and remaining equation can written it as d square psi by d square psi by dx square is equals to minus 1 by lambda square into 4 pi square into psi. Keep it inside the bracket. We'll get to know why I have written like this. Now this can be take this side, then we can write 1 by lambda square is equals to 1 by 4 pi square psi into d square psi by dx square. Keep it inside the box, important equation. Now once we arrived this part of the equation, one more thing I forgot to mention, that is minus. Now substitute, or let us consider the kinetic equation. Let us consider the kinetic equation, that is let us consider kinetic equation, the kinetic energy equation, that is half mv square. So now rearrange the equation by multiplying in denominator and numerator with m. We will get kinetic energy is equals to m square v square by 2m is nothing but p square by 2m. And we know that with lambda, de Broglie wavelength, lambda is equals to h by p. So if I rearrange this equation, we'll get p is equals to h by lambda. So substitute here, we can get kinetic energy is equals to h square by 2m into 1 by lambda square, h square by 2 into lambda square. 1 by lambda square is nothing but we derive this equation. So substitute here, we'll get kinetic energy is equals to h square by 2m as it is into minus 1 by 4 pi square psi into d square psi by dx square. So multiply, will get h square by 8 m pi square psi into d square psi by dx square. This is the equation for kinetic energy. This is the equation for kinetic energy. Once again, keep it inside the box. Okay, so now let us consider the equation. Let us consider the total energy equation, that is kinetic energy plus potential energy. Okay, kinetic energy plus potential energy, where kinetic energy equation is already derived. Substitute here, and potential energy will take it as V. So substitute here, the total energy is equals to h square by 8 m pi square psi d square psi by dx square plus v. So instead of writing total energy, we can write simply E. So take this V this side and rearrange the equation. We can write it as like this. We can write it like this. So psi into E minus V is equals to h by h square by 8 m pi square d square psi by dx square. I hope you got to know. Psi came here, so psi is to now. Once again rearrange the above equation and we can directly write it as like this, where d square psi by dx square, d square psi by dx square plus, because here still minus is there, so I forgot to mention that, so minus. So now 8 m pi square divided by h square into E minus V into psi is equals to 0. This is the equation which we derived for a time independent part of the wave function, nothing but Schrodinger wave equation. This is how we derived. I hope you like that plan and how I explained. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit a like button, subscribe to my channel and share with your friends. With this, let's wrap up the video. Thank you.